It's time for us to do Pokemon Emerald Randomized. Pokemon! I'm I, that's Nixu being an idiot, and that's Trance over there.
Hello!
Okay. I think I already fought her, I can't remember. Time for a doubles battle.
She didn't try to murder you, so it's obvious you did.
But these little girls, who are obviously from Carrie, they will.
We're gonna touch you in places! Oh, those are cute.
So basically, if I don't try to power level, my level's gonna match the level of the surrounding Pokemon pretty quick. Now here's how powerful Thunderbolt is. Remember, Plusle is an electric type.
Are you resistant to your own type?
Yeah.
In some cases, yes.
In most cases, well, there we go. In most cases, same type, like electric on an electric Pokemon will do reduced damage. That having been said,
fair enough.
It still does a fourth of its health. You can't hear it, but on the recording you will be able to. There's actually different sounds for if it's a critical hit or a bad hit. So that sound right there that the viewers are going to have heard, that just sound, is the normal, this was a normal based hit, didn't have any extra damage. The sound of like a, this was ineffective, is more like a, trying to decide how to describe it. It's kind of like hitting a watermelon. And I'm sure you know the sound of a critical hit, or of a super effective attack.
No, but I do know the sound of something hitting a watermelon.
Skitty on Wailord.
Band camp, anyway.
Skitty.
This Skitty that was.
Yeah. It's off to go to the daycare center for the Wailord.
I like their tails. It's almost like a little flower, except not.
Except it's a hand, and they steal crap with it.
Yeah.
This guy's pissed, so he's gonna attack someone who's frontlining a Raichu. This is gonna work
Magikarp
so well.
for Raichu. This...
I could
he's
kill it
angry.
I could kill it with a tail whip. I mean, really. That was the sound right there.
I like to think of it, he is not actually trying to fight, but taking out his rage in a legal way by having someone else battle his Pokemon, since, it would be a crime for him to beat it.
Magic Honk Honk.
You know what? That might be right.
Well, at least not in public.
Raichu looks like hits level 18.
Level 18?
Here comes that next Magikarp. I've always appreciated this joke, and they've been running it since Pokemon Blue. The fisherman who uses nothing but Magikarp of succeeding levels, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's been a running joke since Pokemon Red and Blue, and you still find it. But of course, since Magikarp isn't always in the national decks anymore, sometimes you only find it after Elite Four. In which case it's even funnier, because it'll be a level 5 facing your level 50. Hey Trance, that was my dragon type right there.
Dragon types are notable for being freaking terrifying.
And
or
Bagon,
Dragonite.
And Bagon grows into one of the most terrifying.
Yeah.
This is gonna end well.
Which one does Bagon become?
I honestly can't even remember. All I remember is he's a badass, and I always got him in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
Which
Bagon eventually evolves into... One moment. Let's see. Where is the
Alakazam is level 22.
It evolves into Shelgon, and then Salamence.
Yep. And Salamence is pretty badass.
I don't know, my favorite honestly, if you want to talk scary dragons, a shame it's a legendary only thing, but Dragon Steel.
Hold on,
Nothing.
I'm gonna remember this one. Hold on.
There's only one Pokemon that has that type matchup.
I'm thinking. It's not Generation 1, it's not Generation 2. It's not Rayquaza. I can't even remember what type he is, but I know it's not Rayquaza. Oh, right, I don't want to go this way. That's a bad way to go. It's Dialga?
Nope.
I know it's not Palkia, because that's Dragon Water.
Dialga is the dual-type Dragon/Steel legendary.
Haha!
Arceus.
Arceus, his type actually depends on exactly what plate you
Yeah.
have him holding.
Okay.
Dialga is the dedicated Dragon Steel.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies, I did misremember. However, it is Dialga, and the reason why Steel Dragon is hilarious is fighting on ground deal double damage. However,
But Ice, on the other hand,
deals normal. Fire deals normal. Dragon deals normal. Everything else deals half or less.
I've always been particularly fond of Tyranitar. Though it is not a dragon type, it should be.
On the same note of Pokemon types that are hilariously difficult to hit, let's see, Ghost Dark.
there's only 2 of them, and one of them is in this game.
Yes.
I believe that's the one where there is nothing super effective.
Correct. That would be Sableye and Spiritomb.
That's why a popular hacked Pokemon to use in battles is a Sableye or Spiritomb with Wonder Guard. Hey, an Aeron! I like those.
Wait, what's Wonder Guard do?
Wonder Guard says you can. It's an effect that's only found on Nincada's evolution. No, never mind. There's other ones that have it too. What Wonder Guard says is you cannot be hurt by anything that's not a critical hit.
For effect.
The thing is, the reason why it's so funny normally, Nincada, when it evolves, will evolve into 2 Pokemon at once. One is its Ninjask evolution. The other one is whatever the other one is. I can't remember its name.
The Soul Mask thingy.
The thing is, the Soul one only ever has 1 HP. It will never go above that. It can only be hurt by its critical hits. The problem is, it's a bug ghost type, so it's not exactly hard to find something that actually is super effective. But
It is still highly amusing.
oh yeah, it's definitely funny.
Also of note, as per the game's lore, anyone who stares into the hole on whatever that thing's
We
name
made
is
this
back,
joke. We made this
Yes.
joke several episodes ago.
this is very true. Ah, you're fighting an Electrike. They look so derpy.
They do. They don't even look good when they evolve either. The Manectric.
Well, the Manectric don't look bad. They're just nothing special. It's just in this form, I mean, is that its ear? Does it just have a giant head?
It suffers from elephantism. That's what it is.
Ah, elephantiasis, yes.
Yeah.
I once knew a fellow who had elephantiasis. Wasn't pleasant.
Oh, and I got a comment on one of the previous videos. We were talking about, Yumi and Neb were talking about Blissey being just a wall of HP. And the guy commented that you had Blissey, who's just this wall of HP, and you get Skarmory, who's a wall of defense. And between the two of them, it's very hard to get anything going.
Skarmory is one of the best Pokemon in the game.
I like Skarmory, a flying steel. Oh, by the way, I did catch an Absol.
Oh, yeah.
Already caught it.
Why is it not in your team?
Because there were better options.
There are no better options than Absol. It should be in your team.
Bagon is a better option than Absol.
Yeah,
As much as
unless the other option is Absol.
We were between me and Nev, we discussed it, but it's a pure dark Pokemon doesn't really have much much room in this team. Like, the problem is, with the way I'm trying to build my team, any single element Pokemon just doesn't really fit. So I will eventually be getting rid of Typhlosion in favor of something else. And I'll probably eventually have to get rid of Raichu. The problem is, at this level, Absol just doesn't have anything going for it.
Other than being absolutely badass.
Yeah, but it doesn't have any of the moves that makes it badass. It doesn't have Thunderbolt at this level. It doesn't have, I don't remember what other really good moves Absol eventually gets. But it doesn't
Crunch.
have any of them. It doesn't have Crunch. The other thing, in this area, there's no weaknesses to Dark. One second. Okay.
Let's see, I'm gonna look and see if I can find the worst possible element combination that just has all sorts of weaknesses.
Oh, there's lots of them. There's just some Pokemon you will never, ever use. Actually, Pokemon, Generation 5, Black and White, they have a ton of them. I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I mean, Bug
Ground-
Ghost is actually one of them.
Bug Ghost, let's see, it's weak to Fire, Flying, Rock, Ghost, Dark.
That's a pretty hefty list.
Yeah. It's no Psychic Grass. Fire, Ice, Poison, Flying, Ghost, Dark, and then Bug does quad damage.
Well, what you
That's
also
a pretty brutal one.
don't forget Dragon anything. Dragon as a type in the first place has so many weaknesses, especially itself. And then
Ice and Dragon.
well, Ice Dragon's okay, but it's not particularly good. You still have you just got rid of your basic
No, I
immunity
mean, like,
to fire.
Those are the two resistances.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to kill this Absol. 1 second. Okay, let's kill this Absol.
Alright, so I did some more searching. There are exactly 3 type combinations that have the worst possible weakness list. And those are Ice Grass with a 4x weakness to fire, a weakness to fighting, poison, flying, bug, rock, and steel.
I can't even think of any Ice Grass Pokemon off the top of my head.
There are 2. Let's see.
Okay, I have a rival fight up here, so let's switch out to Ghastly.
The next 2 are Psychic Pokemon types. Let's see. Psychic Grass with a 4x weakness to Bug, weaknesses to Fire, Ice, Poison, Flying, Rock, and Dark. And then, let's see, what's the other one? Psychic Rock. With no 4x weaknesses, so it's slightly above the other 2, but weaknesses to Water, Ice, Ground, Bug, Ghost, Dark, and Steel.
Yeah, those are kind of horrifying.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact. Electric as just a flat element
Hi, May!
is one of the better straight Pokemon types.
As long as you're not using it to play with an electric rat.
I I kind of dislike the latest Pokemon generations because of, especially Pokemon Black and White, because of their extreme, they just toss out these, rival battles with no rhyme, reason, or warning. Just out of nowhere, all of a sudden rival, especially Black and White.
So just like in Red and Blue?
Well, no, at least Red and Blue you can see them coming, and at least Red and Blue it doesn't make you fight like a battle with a, say, boss-level trainer, and then all of a sudden, immediately afterwards, with no chance to heal, rival battle. Black
yeah,
did it There it was in Red and Blue. There was no point where you fought a back-to-back battle with your rival as soon as you finished another hard battle.
Elite Four.
Okay, that's slightly different because that's the Elite Four. Like the Elite, it's the Elite Four. But like for instance, in Black, I can remember at least 4 different occasions where I was fighting a really hard storyline battle, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, with no chance to heal, rival comes up and wants to fight too. And you had at least 2 different rivals, and you fought some of them back to back too.
Yeah, they did fix that completely in Black and White too, by the way.
I know, but it's like they did it in they did it somewhat in Diamond and Pearl, not as badly, but Black and White was horrible for that.
Did they ever fix the battle tower being a sack of cheating cocks?
How so? I mean, the battle
Your
tower.
opponent used Rayquaza, 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 and Rayquaza.
I never encountered that.
Online?
Not online. I'm talking the random NPCs.
Oh. Yeah, it sounds silly.
In the battle tower, random NPCs can, will, and do frequently use things that are utterly impossible. For example, an entirely valid encounter in Emerald was Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza on the same team, which is complete dicks.
By the way, something that May just told me. I just wrecked May's team. Notice that nobody that on my team went down at all, and I just wrecked her face. She just told me that I should train more.
You know, a lot of people do that. It's a psychological defense thing. It's, I didn't lose, you just cheated. I'm going home. Eh. That's what it is.
Also notice that May has a bike and I don't.
You should train harder so you can get a bike.
I know. Once I reached
Professor
level
Oak has
25,
a sixth sense.
once I trained level 25, all of a sudden bike appears in my inventory.
Yeah. So, what I was saying about Electric is, of the Pokemon combos, there are 2 Dark Ghosts that have no weaknesses. There are 68 Flat Normals that have 1 weakness, but they're Flat Normals. Meh. Vanilla. Who cares?
Actually, some of those flat
normal
normals
is something
are really
to be
good.
feared.
Yeah, I mean, normals get some really good stuff from time to time.
Never mind, I'm having flashbacks to Miltank Rollout Fest. Ugh.
Yeah.
Or perhaps just Ditto all day long.
Ditto doesn't count as a normal.
Does
What was Wobbuffet? Psychic, right?
Dark, I think.
Wobbuffet?
Really?
He was Dark Water, I think?
Fair enough, fair enough.
He was
But yeah, Miltank is freaking scary. Kangaskhan is fighting, I believe. So
Actually,
that,
you know what?
Kangaskhan
The
is
entire
normal, but has
dungeon
fighters.
yeah.
By the way, that was an example of the, oh, this is the second evolution of that, of Lotad, the table. That was
It's
an
gone
example.
from an end table to a racist stereotype.
No, it's not quite there yet. That's evolution 3. So yeah,
It's
that
got a
was the...
sombrero and a funky mustache.
Okay, so apparently you see that, I don't. Anyways, that was an example of the, oh god, Nuzleaf. So that was an example of the phone call just now, of what the Pokenav does when trainers are getting ready to want to fight you again. It's dark type, so I can't do that. They'll just call you up every so often and stop you from whatever you're doing just to tell you that I had a random battle the other day, and eventually they'll call up and they'll say something along the lines of, we should battle again, and then you can actually go and talk to them again after fighting them.
God, I hated that.
Well, it is useful.
It is
Except
useful.
for that
can
you
get
were
more
required to go through text prompts to say,
Yeah, that is the one thing you do have to go through these text prompts just to not get anything out of it. And considering the trainers force themselves into your phone, the more trainers you beat, the more likely you will have to deal with this.
I remember in Gold and Silver you could choose to add them to your Pokénav.
I mean, you would have done it anyways because you wanted that. You wanted to be able to fight again, but
No, I got sick of them calling me. I stopped letting them call.
In Gold and Silver, there were only a limited number that you could have at any one point in time. And most people used them not for the rebattleable entities, but for the ones who provided warnings as to swarms.
yeah.
Swarms?
In Gold and Silver, every so often there would be a swarm of very rare Pokemon that you could go and fight. It would be something incredibly rare. It would only be in one location, only last for like 1 to 2 days. You'd be able to go there, and you would have a guarantee of picking up that Pokemon, or of at least fighting that Pokemon.
One example of this is Yanma, which are cool.
Kind of rare, and turn into an awesome Dragon type. How is Bagon missing so much? This is freaking cut.
Does it have low accuracy moves?
It's cut. It's a 100% accuracy move.
Bagon is made of fail. I don't know.
Apparently. I might have to replace Bagon.
Yeah, Bagon just isn't all that Bahir.
Oh, it gets really good once it makes its way up to Salamence. Salamence is a frightening Dragon type.
Yeah, but that's Salamence.
Yep, there's another match call right there. Keep making our way through. Hey, look, it's another Metagross, and I still can't catch it. Metagross is definitely legendary, and,
Doesn't seem very legendary.
well, it's legendary apart when you're not doing a randomized Pokemon Emerald.
Yeah.
But when I said legendary, what I mean by that is it has the legendary catch rate that is very, very low.
It also has devastating attacks and excellent stats.
Yeah. So I would love to have one, but I would need a Great or an Ultra Ball to try to find it out.
Didn't someone catch a super... I think it was Kyogre? They caught it with a Leaf Ball.
I've caught Mewtwo with a regular Pokeball before. When I say I caught it with a regular Pokeball, I used probably 3,700 regular Pokeballs, but I've done it before.
Yeah.
I caught
On
all
that
the
subject,
I caught all the legendaries in Black without using a single Master Ball.
on the subject of Master Balls, they can miss. 1 in 256 chance, but they can, will, and do miss.
I have never seen that.
It's probably closer to 256,000, but yeah, probably. One moment, looking up the math.
It's a very rare occurrence, simply because it's the lowest possible odds, but there's no way to prevent it given how the game calculates.
Nah, I'm not interested in Reflect.
Reflect is nice, but not for anything other than online.
I play the solo game a lot different than I play the online. And moving on. Yeah, I'll be back for the Metagross eventually. Okay, let's go wreck this guy's day.
Go, Magikarp!
Actually, I think this one's not a Magikarp trainer, if I remember correctly. Not that Tentacool is much better.
Yeah. What was it that you had gotten instead of Zubats? Something even worse, right?
I got Magikarp, actually.
Yeah, that's right. It was. That's why it reminded me. What are the odds of that crap, eh?
Really high, actually, because you had said something about it before it actually happened.
That's true. Now, Wailmer, unlike Wailord, is actually kind of cute in a doofy way.
It also knows rollout, so it's kind of scary in a doofy way. If it
Fortunately, it does not know to do defense curl first.
Nope. Okay. You know what? Not interested. Goodbye.
You know what happens to a whale that gets hit by lightning?
Same thing that happens to everybody else.
It dies.
As I said.
Well, some can survive. Not whales, though.
Evidently not.
You know what this means, right?
Fried calamari for dinner?
People for the ethical treatment of Pokemon are gonna mug your ass.
You realize
Just
that
murdered a whale.
you heard the news about PETA, right? They
Yes,
came
they-
out with a PETA Pokemon game, which is exactly what you're talking about. The Pokemon start rebelling into trainers and fight back.
But
Yep.
okay, that's actually an official plot point. They
No, like,
in the manga.
They actually brought out an entire game about it recently, not even changing the names.
Yeah, and it's like Ash is holding a meat cleaver, isn't he?
I didn't actually take too much of a look at it. I read the news and I just went, oh, okay, and I moved on.
Yeah.
People
Interesting
are
fact
expecting a
on
big
that.
lawsuit on it.
PETA is responsible for more euthanized animals per year
Okay, let's not...
than most states.
You know what?
Let's not get
remove
too much into the
that
political
discussion.
talk. It was just an interesting comment because it was Pokemon related.
I'm not getting political.
Shut up. Anyway,
My
yeah,
God.
shut up. I'm saying things. Dang it.
We just got
never-
Rock Smash.
Good job. Anyway, Master Ball failing. Master Ball has a catch rate of 255, which means that it has a 33% catch rate on Pokemon with a CR of 1. Here's the thing. Pokemon have a base catch rate of 3.
Just a moment.
Okay, the fact that we have,
At least in Generation 3, it is scripted to never fail.
Yes, in Generation 3 and later. In earlier generations, it could.
Okay, so you made it actually sound like Master Balls can still fail, as opposed to a rare glitchy occurrence in Pokemon Generations 1 and 2, insofar as you had to have
I
things...
worded it poorly, and I apologize. But then again, lots of things were glitchy in Generations 1 and 2. Missing No!
Yep.
Interestingly, Missing No has been used to peer into some of the origins of the game. For example, Missing No was what led to the proof that Cubone is directly related to Kangaskhan.
I don't know about proof, but a good
wasn't-
idea of... a good insight into what the original plans may have been.
Well, they did eventually just come out and say it. It's just they changed it close to last minute to have Cubone and Marowak instead of Cubone into Kangaskhan. I forget why. This is, by the way, why the little Kangaskhan in the pouch looks just like a Cubone.
Yep.
man, I'm sitting here doing bunny hops on this thing, waiting for one of you guys to make a comment.
Nope.
You all suck. So,
Nope.
now we have a bike. There are two different bikes. There's the Acrobat bike and there's the Mock bike. There actually is a reason for the difference. When you, after this point, you'll start... And actually, we already saw some of it earlier, actually, in Dewford Town. You will actually start seeing paths that you can only take if you have one of the two bikes. And it does depend on which bike you have.
A common reason to take the Acrobat bike is the sandy paths that can only be ascended with the other bike can actually be exploited. By riding on the Acrobat bike up against one of those paths and waiting down the up button, you can very easily hatch eggs. And if you're wondering if I exploited the hell out of this, damn Skippy.
So this is the game corner.
Where you can win a seizure mech, or Oregon.
Yeah, you can just catch those in the wild.
Yeah, I was able to catch one earlier. I mean...
Oh yeah, the whole doof. Anyway,
The only reason I would actually use the game corner at this point is for the random TMs. Okay, now what I'm supposed to go to... We're going to ignore that gym for a second. This right here is the Pokemon Daycare Center. Oh, hey, look, it's a dude. I'm in the middle of a triathlon. Let's have a battle.
what?
Yeah, like, I'm in the middle of a competition, but you know what? Let's fight each other.
I'm gonna stop and have a Poke Battle. Wait, I just realized, if I lose this Poke Battle, I white out, and wake up at the nearest hospital,
Which
missing
may or,
half my money.
which may or may not be a boost, actually, if the nearest hospital is closer to the end of the race. Maybe that's why he's doing it.
They never actually discuss how long it takes you to get to that.
This is true. Well, remember, if you watch the anime, for example, Ash sprints to the Pokemon Center whenever something happens. So he goes pretty darn fast.
Yeah. I
These
wonder
two
what an
crack me up.
LP... Oh,
They always have, just the way they describe this Pokemon battle. No matter which one you talk to, the comment always is, there's a junior and a senior, and they always comment, I need to look good for the, and then they name the other one.
the senior prom.
Possibly. Okay, I'm speeding this up.
I've always wondered how the trainer survives the whiteout trip back to the Poke Center. I mean, they're surrounded by wild horrors, the likes of which are devastatingly powerful.
In fact, there are even Pokemon known to kill other Pokemons.
Yep.
Hell, there are Pokemon that can die from being splashed too much. It's a Whismur!
I like to think that
was
when
a
his
Whismur.
Pokemon white out, the trainer just says screw this and whips out a shotgun.
Alternatively, it's a Pumbloom.
That's an odd sound.
What?
There's this, I think it's from me speeding up. 1 second. There's an odd, like, car idling sound I'm hearing.
Oh, it's Talo! You need to paralyze it.
Why?
I can't move!
I don't get it. Moving on.
Twitchy-ass Talo reference.
Okay.
Did none of you watch Game Grumps? Come on, they fucking played this earlier.
Oh, I know. Like, I watched a couple first episodes, but...
It's one of the animations!
Yeah, but I'm not them.
And
I don't get to make those jokes.
I do.
I love the sound effect of Flick. It's really funny. Meow.
Yeah, it is amusing.
That's like cat and heat sound.
Moving on.
Eventually, I'll actually land that lick. There we go. Okay, that sound's continuing, so we're gonna stop this episode until I can actually figure out what it is. We'll see you guys soon.